Nice. So we are in the midst of doing a live stream video today, and I wanted to discuss restaurant eating. Um, with everybody, let people know what's going on. Trying to load this up. Okay. It's hard to do all this stuff by yourself. Get the control system going and all right. So how's everyone doing today? Fantastic. I was just having a good conversation today. I was playing some sports this morning with a group of gentlemen, and we just had some interesting discussions about nutrition and the current healthcare system. And I know this is I'm not gonna. It's just more information, more information. So I'm not going to be here to bash anyone. Okay, we're going to try this on a positive manner so that we can continue to move forward as a community of health people. Okay, we have a problem in this country, and that problem is we are going larger and larger into debt, and the healthcare system is one of those weights that this country just can't really handle. And I care much about this country. Yeah, there are other countries who nutritionally are surpassing us, health-wise, they're surpassing us by leaps and bounds. Their population is healthier, and it's healthier through government mandate, almost through controls of the food industry. And I wanted to discuss that. I've moved to this town recently, and it's a small town, a couple thousand people, 10,000, whatever, but it has lots of restaurants, and it wants to support the community. And I have a problem. I can't go out and eat based on the diet that I'm on. Not that I'm on a diet, but based on the diet that I consume, right? Most people consume the standard American diet, but 50% of this country is obese, 90% is overweight, or 80%, something like that. It's some insane number. We have chronic healthcare diseases, and I have none, and I have none of these issues, but I used to. Okay. I don't want to tell anyone misinformation or mistruth, so I'm going to tell you my experiences. When I ate the standard American diet, which composed of going out to restaurants, going to work, grabbing what they had to offer, I got sick and ill, and I had the standard American diseases, standard American diet, standard American diseases. I changed my diet. I didn't go on a diet. I didn't restrict calories. I didn't restrict food volume. I changed my diet. And I became healthy. Arthritis went away, skin issues went away, cardiac problems went away, type 2 diabetes, high sugar levels, malfunctioning liver. I can just go on and on and on. Joint pain of diseases that I had. I have the medical documentation of them, problems I was having. I changed my diet, and those diseases went away. Doctors were offering me medication management, and I knew that that was not the road for me to go down. Managing symptoms did not seem to fix the problem. It just fixed the blood work, if that makes sense to people. I didn't want to fix my blood work. I wanted to fix the problem, and it took me a long time to do the research to figure out how to do that, not just for myself, but what the systems that I've implemented for myself, anyone can implement. I went back and did research to how we ate 100 years ago, when the food industry changed, when the diets of the Americans changed, when the diseases came about, and saw the corresponding data points. So I don't want to be here to bash anyone, okay? Restaurants are out there to make money, okay? They have to support the people who own them. And they are just following what they believe to be, they're offering products that they believe that their customers want. But our customers, because of the great internet, need to change what their requirements are. So I'm not here to bash anyone. I'm going to offer solutions instead of bringing problems. We know the problem. Okay, if you eat the standard American diet, you're going to get the standard American diseases. If you want to prevent or reverse the damage and the symptoms that are occurring, you need to change your diet to one that doesn't create those problems. I don't like to use the word cure too much. I want to say, cure these diseases, but, the doctors say, well, if you go back to eating this way, your diseases come back, so it's not really a cure. That's semantics. You go back to a diet that created diseases, yes, you're going to get those diseases. Not everyone's going to get them at the same rate. We're all unique individuals. But considering you can literally look at the people and say 80 to 90% are doing this, and these are the 3 highest killers, and if you don't eat that way and you eat this way, those problems go away, and the data's there. So we're not here to discuss that data points because that's a little geeky, and maybe in some future video we will. But here's the solution. I want to go out to eat. I do. The other day I went into a restaurant, or it was actually a nutritional store, and they offered some food. And I stood there staring at the menu in what was considered healthcare. And I had, they had a, 10, 15 items, whatever it is, maybe 6, but broken out into different methodologies. You can start with this core product, and then you can add this, this, and this. And I looked at most of the items, and I said, very few of this, if it's pre-mixed, can I eat? There was one item on the menu that, was I to say, leave this off and only put this on, I can eat it. And it was hard for me to do that. No matter what restaurant I go into, I have to special order my diet. I go to large cities and I don't have that problem, especially on the West Coast, more so, and it's changing a little bit in the East Coast. I can go into many restaurants and get a healthy meal, what I would consider healthy, without having to have them create something. So my offer is to restaurants in this area or anywhere is to reach out to me. I will work with you to create a meal that I can come in and eat. And I will do my best to bring people in to eat that meal. Okay. People say, well, we can't just do that and have it waiting for you to show up. That's correct. You cannot, because I cannot support your restaurant by itself. But having that option will entice people to try it. And it won't be something boring. I can create a pub food that blows people's minds away, that is good for my diet. But right now I can't go into a pub and order it, like, well, we have salads. I'm like, you have salads, usually comes with cheeses. Well, you can say, take the cheese off. You can say, leave off the dressings, or, only bring vinegar. Let me tell you something. A person who eats the way I do, the most boring meal in the world is a salad. I eat a ton of vegetables, and salad's just to me, in most cases, a boring food to eat, unless you start adding, different ingredients to it that make it more interesting to me. And most restaurants just don't do that. They don't know. Okay. 25 years ago, give or take a year or two, I went to England with one of my friends, and we've always been culinarily gifted. So I went out to restaurants trying different things, and I went into a Burger King, and I found a black bean burger in the UK 25 years ago. Their people there have a strong influence where they just don't eat animal proteins. And so 25 years ago, Burger King went out of their way to create a delicious black bean burger that was absolutely blew my mind. Had a little bit of salsa on it instead of a high fructose. I don't even believe they used high fructose in their ketchup at that time, but they put a salsa on it. It had the lettuce, and it was absolutely delicious. I've come back to America, and I'm still waiting for that to show up here. So the corporations can produce this food if there's a demand for it. They will produce this food if there's a demand for it. So this is not about corporations that are trying to hurt us. They're not. They're trying to make profit. And until they find a way, and they were trying to bring in a clientele. And so they produced a product that clientele wanted to eat. Anyone can create these products. Any restaurant can create these products. I would like to see these in the restaurants. I would like to go out and have the available, people like, he doesn't go out. He wants to go out. He does. I like Italian food. I like eating a sandwich or a burger, but I don't like eating high protein animal based products because of my health, not because I don't like them. Okay. And yes, you should care about animals, but that's not who I am. I'm not a vegan. I eat plant-based, whole food, no fat, and low protein. Okay. I'm not going to say that this comes from an ethical reason, even though I believe you should care about that. Okay. Just different belief systems, right? It's okay that if you don't, and you still eat healthy for your own reasons, for your own health, right? I'm not going to say I'm one way or the other on that. And that's a whole nother discussion. But in the restaurant industry, they're there to make a profit. That's why any business exists. Literally, the shareholders, it's a legal obligation of the corporations to try to make money for the shareholders. Okay, whether it's a sole proprietorship or it's a large corporation, they're doing the best for themselves and for their investors. I believe in supporting that. I believe in capitalism. I believe that if there's a demand, that if there's a demand for it, then the products will follow. And if you produce the products, there has to be a demand for it. Well, with the healthcare industry getting ready to collapse just due to the fiscal overload, we're not having enough healthcare providers that are able to sustain what's coming. Okay, what's coming? I'm telling you guys, I'm old enough. A lot of people here aren't old enough. Some are older, but we have generations that grew up looking very healthy and being very healthy without any healthcare problems, or a very minor percentage of us had those problems. And we now have a problem where the children are showing up with these lifestyle diseases, the children, and it's unfair to them because they don't know any different. It's going to be harder for them to change. I visually saw there was a problem and a change because I'm a little bit older. There was a change in the food industry. I literally remember, and we will discuss it briefly, that there was a change and a shift in the food industry, what they were producing based on the commercialization and people saying, hey, crave this, crave this, crave this. And in that aspect, the entire population changed. Okay, you go to areas where these corporations don't exist of the world, and they literally have a different diet. They're not on a diet. They have a different diet, and these diseases don't exist, or they did exist at a much, much, much lower rate. So it's the diet, guys. It's the diet. Now, people say, are you anti-doctor? Are you anti-physician? Absolutely not. The doctors are doing what they can. Some doctors get into medicine for money. Some doctors get in it for the credos. Most doctors care about their patients. They do. But they only know what they know. So they go to school, right? And they do their internship. And in that school, it says, we're going to teach you medication management of symptoms. They don't say, we're going to teach you curative or preventative, They don't. They just say, we're going to teach you medication management or surgical management of diseases. And so doctors learn this, and that becomes what they can recite. It's up to the individual physician, and it's up to the individual person to learn about proper nutrition and how to avoid, prevent, or reverse these lifestyle diseases. And people are like, well, why aren't this being taught in school? Doesn't really matter why it's not being taught. It's really not being taught. That's the end result. And so there's a lot of doctors who just don't have this data to give to you. Now, with the internet, it's going to be harder and harder for doctors to start, denying that this is how it is. But we also have healthcare providers who've been teaching and handling their clients for 30, 40 years. I have people in the healthcare industry who literally have asked me, where's your protein coming from? Now, they should know this. It comes from the amino acids, and they should know amino acids originate in plants. They shouldn't be asking me that question, but they are, because they have been indoctrinated through years of sometimes misinformation, biased information, and standard protocols of the way to treat people. They don't think outside the box. They're not critically thinking about the issue. They're saying, this person came in with this symptom. How do I prevent that symptom from showing up? They're not saying, this person came in from this system. Their body is going through this disease. How do we cure that disease? How do we reverse that disease? That's not what they're critically thinking about, because that's not the way our healthcare system is set up. Okay. But let's just say it's not the individual's fault there. Now, if they're not going out and getting this nutritional information and critically thinking, most of my patients are coming in here for management. And if they've been doing this 30, 40 years, this is not the way it was 30, 40 years ago. And they've seen, more and more people coming in. They're like, well, it's more money. And this is just the way the standard practice is. And if we don't offer these things, then we could be set up for malpractice, and malpractice insurance is up here. You have to follow these protocols. They do, 100%. And I encourage every physician to continue following those protocols, but they can give options. They can say, hey, listen, you have this disease. This disease is caused by this. In most cases, I can absolutely manage your symptoms. Now, the expected outcome may not be that you're going to live longer, but that we are going to control the resultant of the blood work. Okay. You may still continue to have this disease, and the disease may progress and get worse, but we will be able to manage the symptoms. Now, if you would like, we can also give you information that I have either gathered or I can point you in this correct direction that will allow you to change your lifestyle in a manner that will help reverse the disease, the damage, and perhaps cure. They can use that word, right? Cure, because if you can't test for it and you just change your diet, not go on a diet, not restrict calories, change your diet from the diet that made you ill to a diet that will make you happy. You can make this disease go away. If you're interested, we can give you that information. Now, most physicians, most, not all, will say, we don't have nutritional counseling. It's very easy to get. You know, there's books out there, but here's the problem. There's a lot of snake oil salesmen out there too, not giving you the correct information. Who do they follow? Where did you get your information from, Joe? Well, I'll tell you very briefly. I was a very sick man, very large man, you know, and I went like this up and down in life through my weight from literally in school. And I can tell you what I was eating and when I got ill and how I made myself get better, sometimes through calorie restrictions, sometimes through buku amounts of energy. You know, I was in the service. They have you running 3, 4, 5 times a day, and they have you with backpacks on and doing hundreds of push-ups and sit-ups, and they're feeding you poorly, but your calorie expenditure compensates for that. So physically, I got better, except that a lot of people in the service end up with a lot of these lifestyle diseases, right? So it's not the lack of exercise. It's actually a problem in this country is that we consume too much, too many calories, too much fat, too much salt, too much sugar, too much concentrated sugar, like the sucrose and stuff like that. People are like, well, I have lost a ton of weight on Atkins. Yes, Atkins, going into ketosis, sending your body into a starvation mode. Literally, your body produces ketones as a way to stop your cellular death. So yeah, you're basically putting yourself in death mode, and you can lose weight that way, but it's not a sustainable diet. It's going to create other healthcare issues, and it does. Right. So this is not about weight management. This is about health management through lifestyle and nutrition. Okay. So this challenge really exists. I'm putting it out there. If you go to a restaurant and you say, I would like to eat plant-based, whole food, low fat to no fat, low protein meal, and I can't find one on your menu, feel free to reach out to me, and I will try to reach out to that restaurant to see if they're interested in making a change or learning a little bit on the things that they can offer. Right? If you go into a restaurant, you know, I've had literally chefs say, my food's good, my food's good, my food's good. I said, define good. People love it. I was like, so your version of good is that people are buying it. Yes. But you're making people ill with this food. Well, you know, that's not a common mindset. It's just not. It's not the critical thought. So it's good, but it's not good for you. Now, a lot of us know this, but what is good for you? Right? It's very simple. Low protein, carbohydrate-based diets. That's really plant-based. You know, it doesn't have to be 100% plant-based, even though I personally eat that way and recommend that way. That I definitely will help any restaurant that reaches out to me as a proactive solution. Instead of tearing them down, I would like to support them. Okay, I would like to bring them customers. I would like to bring them that they could put a big heart saying we have health-friendly and heart-friendly options here for people, you know, meals that will increase health, you know, and not break their budget. I don't want them buying special products. I will sit there and show them how I make for pennies. You know, a lot of people go out to eat and they're eating these expensive meals. Not that I'm saying that these meals should be cheaper, because you still have to make your profit. You still got to keep the doors open, pay your rent, pay your insurance, pay your employees. What I will do is give you options that you can fit into your kitchen in a commercial way and produce commercially. We will sit there and come up with what you feel will fit best. Okay. So this is an offer. This is a true offer. I'm not going to tear you down. You're doing what you're supposed to do, and you are making profit for the owners, and you are feeding the people. But there's going to be a change, and I would like you to help be part of that change. Okay. Same thing with the doctors. I'm going to put another challenge out there that I'm going to challenge them to reach out to me, and we will sit down and find solutions that they can offer to their patients. Say, hey, listen, not for nothing, we're going to do this, and this is going to be our standard care. But if you're interested in this, I'll point you in this direction, or I will give this information to you so that you could pass it along to them. I mean, at the end of the day, that should be an option. And it's up to you as the individual to ask this information of your physician. Hey, doc, if I do this, is it going to cure this disease? No. If they say, you know, and feel free to reach out and see some of my other videos, what some of these diseases are. But can we reverse this? If they tell you no, find another physician who tells you that, yes, you can. For many of these lifestyle diseases, there's a point in this disease management where you absolutely need physicians to save your life. You know, you get into a car accident and have your leg and a bone sticking out. Please do not think that I could give you a diet that will fix that. Please go to a physician. You know, absolutely. There's points and times in healthcare where that critical care is the last step, and it's what you need at this point. There's a point where you cannot reverse the damage. You know, if you've damaged your body so much that it cannot fully recover, or it may need some medication management for the rest of your life. I mean, if you got to it maybe 5 years earlier or 5 months earlier. But if people are throwing up their hands and say, there's nothing I can do, I've been this way my whole life, that's a lie. That's absolutely wrong. Okay, for decades, I was overweight. There was some yo-yoing in there. You know, I literally lost 100 pounds in 100 days once. And people are like, what? I'm like, and I can do it again. But what I did was a calorie restriction, high nutrient-based diet. All my fat cells were there. I went back to the standard American diet, and that 100 pounds came right back on. Like it flew off. It's very easy. But I can give you a diet that satiates you, that is not going to leave you hungry, where you're not starving yourself, where you are eating carbohydrate, because we are starchivores. We are meant to eat carbohydrates. People are like, oh, I avoid that. That's so because all the doctors, that's what our bodies are designed to eat. Oh, my sugar, my diabetes. I mean, you have sugars like this. And yes, insulin resistance is from the fat. Yes, no one wants to hear that. But the pancreas that produces the insulin, the resistance comes from the diet, right? So if you take this product out of your diet, right, and it's an excessive amount of foods that we're eating, excessive calories. The problem that we have is a problem of diet excess. You know, so if you fix our diet, and suddenly you can reverse some of this damage. Not fully all the time. Most of the time you can. I know full-blown cardiologists, that literally were cutting people open and putting in bypasses. And when it came for their turn to lie on the table, they went out to other physicians and said, I don't want to lie on the table. I want to reverse this. And they did. And now they're out there preaching the same message that I am. Okay, not preaching. That's a bad word. Teaching. They're out there teaching the same message that I am. Okay, they were unwilling to go under the table because they knew that there was a possibility of a different solution. And within weeks, they were able to visually show changes. And within months, they were like, I would never even recommend surgery at this point. You know, some people take weeks, months, years. But I've seen through my own experience, it only takes weeks and months to reverse most of the symptoms in most of these lifestyle diseases. But once again, if the damage is so extreme, you might not be able to do that. So I encourage you to reach out to me. I do, 100%. I encourage you to ask questions. Let's see if I can refresh this window. I don't know if my videos are coming up and if there's people there chatting. I really wish I had a way to, no, whatever. I'm going to figure out a way to manage this instead of using it through, oh, here we go. So let's see if anyone's chatting. 0 thumbs up. Nope. One watching, me. So there's no chatting. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to find out a way to get people more involved. I would like to invite some guests. So if you're a physician and you would like to challenge any of this data points that I'm putting out there, and any of this, I would love to have a conversation with you. I would be willing to either do it in a space that you're comfortable with, or I have software that I utilize that we could do an online presentation, and I would love to have that discussion with you. If you're a restaurant and you're saying, hey, how do I get people in to eat this product? I will sit down and help you find those solutions. I will help you put together a menu item or items if you would like to offer that, you know, and we can even do it live line, online, doesn't matter. I can offer you a consulting service. You know, I'm very, very culinarily blessed where I have produced restaurant quality meals. And you don't have to change everything. You don't have to change everything. You just have to make small certain tweaks, and you can kind of list it as special, you know, a different way. You know, for the people who want to eat this way, and for those who want different options. You know, it's not that hard. Often with what's currently in your kitchen, you just need different techniques, different methodologies. You say, well, the regular people won't enjoy that meal. Well, that's right now, but that's changing. You know, the youthful generation is going to have access to this information. In the past, it was controlled. The media was controlled by big and large corporations out there trying to make profit, right? So they're just doing and following the shareholders. But the media is now controlled by the people. So this message, you know, is no longer hidden, and it can be out there. And I'm only one of many, many people telling it. But there are a lot of people giving you misinformation. They are. And I would love to debate any of these items that I tell you with you. And I would love to have questions. So there's the challenge for nutrition and restaurants. Okay. I would like to go out and support you. I would like to have my people go out there and support you. I would like that very much. In order to do that, I need to be able to go there and find products that I can eat. I can go to a large Chinese buffet, put a big plate of rice together and get some vegetables on there and find a way to feed myself. So there are some restaurants. Now, I don't currently live in a town that has that available option, but one's coming, and I'm going to support them. That one restaurant that I found that did have an offering, even though I had to tweak it a little bit, I'm going to go there and support them. You know, I don't know if I can do it once a week, once a month. If they want me to do a review on what they're offering and how I find it nutritionally wholesome and invite you people into their restaurant, I will do that. You know, they send me a little message. You can reach me at nutrition@escapetheprogram.com. And I'd be happy to help support you in your business. Okay, I really would. I think that there is a way through lifestyle management to prevent these diseases. I think there's a way for, I know that there's a way to reverse some of the symptoms and the damage and create a healthy body. You know, people are like, well, how old is this guy? He's 35, 45. No, guys. Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm 55 years old. We're going to be this year. You know, it doesn't matter. And I went from being obese for decades and to literally having tons of energy and eating as much. Now, what does people mean by eating as much as you want? That's a good question. Look at the size of this plate. I'm 6'2". Okay, this is not even covering my hand. This is, you know, what do I have on here? I have a garlic cauliflower mash with some chili peppers. I have a bunch of asparagus. I have half a pound of mixed vegetables in a brown gravy. This is meal 2 for me today, and I'm probably going to have meal 3. I'm also going to go out and do some activities. It used to be a struggle for me to get off the couch, go to the bathroom. I don't have any bathroom issues anymore, which is just a blessing. But it used to cause my joint pain. I was like, oh, what am I going to do? My back. I give up because my back hurts, so I can't exercise. If you want to change your lifestyle, reach out to me. I will help you find a way to make changes that you won't be struggling in the gym. You'll actually just want to go out and exercise at some point because your body's going to want to, as opposed to right now, your body may not want to. So challenge out there. If you want to come up with your own menu and send me a link or send me an email or reach out to me via a person, if you actually know me, say, hey, why don't you come in? And if what we have to offer is something that you feel like you'd like to support, I will absolutely do that. I'll show people the meals, tell you where I am, you know, if that's something you want. I absolutely will do that. I am here to support you as much as you're here to support me. The industry corporations, people want to say, oh, well, I want to tell you that they have the options to make changes. They do. If people have the demand out there, they will make the changes. So I'm not going to tear them down. I'm going to challenge them, say they want to make a change, that they can offer something, or at least have a discussion with me I will happily have that corporation sit down with me and say, hey, listen, if you were to actually offer this, or make something like this, and it has to be profitable and people are going to have to want it. So we're getting a change. I would like, there is a steamroll coming. Just like there was a steamroll of illnesses coming, there's going to be a steamroll of healthiness coming, and it has to be there because the country is overwhelmed fiscally by our healthcare system. It's getting ready to collapse. It really is. And people are like, well, we'll just print money out of it this time. No, we kind of have been doing that. And the healthcare industry is making a ton of money, and yet people are getting sicker and iller. And the more sicker and the more iller, and the higher the population grows with these diseases, at some point it's going to break the bank, which is coming. The healthcare industry, we need to find ways to fiscally, offer things that would help encourage doctors to offer other methodologies. I understand this goes against the general thinking of, medication management. We're not here to discuss the healthcare industry. I'm here to discuss the restaurants. The restaurants want you to come in. I want to go in. I want to offer support to them. I do. And a salad's not going to do it. I'm just letting you know, a salad's not going to do it. I can go and get a mixed bag of salad. That's not going to do it. The experience is enjoying your food, not just getting together with people. You have to enjoy your food. And I'm not coming out for a salad. And that's not what I eat. That is not what I eat. Nor is it what I recommend. I mean, you can and should eat salad, but that is not something that is a primary source of my nutrition. I eat starch. So a salad is a great side dish to a plate of starch. A lot of these mixed vegetables I have here are starch-based. That's it. So not coming with problems, we're coming with solutions. Reach out to me. Just remember, live a clean lifestyle, eat well, exercise, have your best life.